I'll comment on it real quick, and then I'm going to throw it over to you, Jennifer, because it is a medical document, not a legal document. It's that lime green one you see posted on people's fridges, and it's typically to tell first responders, hey, don't resuscitate me or attempt to do it. So Jennifer, maybe if you could add a little bit about what the POLST form is, because that's a medical form.
Absolutely. So as Lynn just said there, it's the very traditionally bright, it's, sometimes changes colors, but right now it's lime green. And it is that really emergency and can follow through, but what are those immediate wishes? So any EMS, your emergency, services, when they come in, if they find you down or, there's an emergency situation, that's the first question. Is there a POLST? That's going to tell them, do you want CPR? Do you want life-enhancing, life-sustaining treatment? And then we go from there. But that form has to be filled out with a medical provider, so a doctor. Generally, we suggest you do that with your primary care doctor because they know you best, but that has to be signed by a doctor. Just stating that you understand what that means. What are the risks and benefits of the different categories? That's a little bit about a POLST, yes.
And what happens if there's like a do not resuscitate order on the post and it's posted on the fridge and the EMTs come because someone's had a heart attack and the EMT says do not resuscitate and the hysterical spouse in the room is going, do CPR. What happens when the family's wishes differ from the client's wishes, the patient's wishes?
To Lynn's point, that's the importance of having these documents and these processes in place. Is if there is a green POLST form right there that is the same name, they will honor your wishes, you meaning the person on the ground. And that goes forward in any of these documents that Lynn is talking about, your durable power of attorney for healthcare or finances. If it is legally appropriate and everything is done correctly, we will always, it is our obligation to stand by those. So that, if you really, really care about not being resuscitated, that form has to be in place. Or medical, even if your spouse is standing there talking to the EMS saying, no, he doesn't want to be resuscitated, they cannot honor that. It has to be in writing because we can't prove that, right? So it goes both ways.
To be clear, the POLST form is really the only form that the emergency responders are going to look at. They don't care about that durable power or the advanced directive living will, which specifically states your wishes in the event you're at end of life, etc. That's too much. There's just too much information there. That's why it is a very clear document at the very start. It says DNAR, which means do not attempt resuscitation. Only in the event that the emergency responder sees that will they honor that request. Otherwise, it's their legal obligation to try to resuscitate. So somebody asked, well, where do you put it? That's why I mentioned you put it on the refrigerator. I saw somebody had it on the side of the fridge and I go, do you want them to see it? The side isn't necessarily going to grab their attention. The front of the refrigerator is where you do usually see POLST forms.
And I would imagine that's where the firemen or the paramedics, they know to look at that. They know to look at the fridge and see if there's a lime green document first thing.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Excellent.